Now we're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live. We're live. I pointed. I gave the thumbs up. We count down. We're gonna get this. Give us
Oh,
6 years, and we'll get this.
okay.
All right. Welcome everybody to Echo Chamber, this session in which we talked about the previous week's session. A lot of role playing. We were just talking about the past couple sessions. We haven't had stats chat just because. It's just the stats haven't really been there. I mean, we did have a stats chat about Mordai's Misfits campaign.
Yeah, yeah,
However,
yeah, yeah.
because I remember showing that each do you want to call them episode campaign each battle session we'll call it Eric has is now started labeling giving titles to fancy titles. I like it.
Yeah, I gotta get. I gotta. That makes. I gotta stay creative. That's hard.
You know, you can always come back to it, and theoretically you can always pick something that somebody said, like that one battle Grudhog when we killed Ugg, that could have been go eat a treat. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah, that
always
could have
pick
been. Yeah,
something.
go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I feel like you can definitely pick that out. So
yeah.
let's start off with
I
some
like.
questions, and then we're going to go into a new segment this week, and let's see where this goes. So let's start off with a question that, you know, is in everybody's mind. What is going on with the hit point reduction? Now, I know we did resolve it with get greater restoration, but, some theories have been thrown around, whether it's dream or different things going on. Um, and even in game, the characters discussing, was it something that they had on them, an item per se. Turns out it was not an item, but we still don't quite know what it is. Kind of at a point where we're like, oh well, it's over, let's move on. But I feel like it's going to come back to haunt us. What do you guys think? What are your theories? Throw them out there.
It's definitely in the front of Adrian's. Oh, go ahead, Rusty.
I, Carl said, "Come back to haunt us," and that was an interesting choice of words there.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Um, no, but it's definitely on Adrian. Actually, it's a point of contention for Adrian, honestly. And I think once he finds out where this magic is coming from, I think it's going to be even more interesting for him. Um,
Okay.
uh, Especially his background, um, being a druid of the secret circle of dreams. Yeah, I think this is. I think it's fun for me to kind of play this into his persona, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Adrian's kind of like done this little step back thing where I didn't have any dreams, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. To the point where he got so angry, he ripped his necklace off and threw it. Like, I mean, I'll give you props for playing it that way. I don't know how, as Amrook, to approach Adrian at that point since he's in that denial phase. I feel like no matter what, it's going to turn into an argument. So I've just kind of stayed back.
Adrian's having some um inner inner battles right now. Yeah, there's some things going on with him that's maybe you'll find out next session. We'll see.
All right, all right. I'm excited. We'll see. What about you, Rusty? What's Siddle's take on what's going on? What is? And we don't have to go meta, but we can. If you have a theory outside of game that you know what it is or think you know what it is, obviously Garrett has kind of evolved it a little bit, so it's not exactly. I don't think anybody could have each little piece exactly, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, at risk of going too metagamey, just because I'm familiar with this from another campaign I'm playing in. Um, something we saw before, where you don't finish a long rest, your maximum hit points drain, blah blah blah. From Siddle's point of view, he's just still perplexed. Like, why the fuck are you guys talking about when we were in Phandalin? We haven't been to Phandalin for months.
Mm,
We left there a long time ago. We left
that's
Fluffy at
awesome.
the inn and all of that. And what the hell is going on? What did you guys get into? You know what did you do while we were at
But
Moose?
interesting. Interesting. Siddle did have the first part of the dream, so we can't forget that the dragon was the first part of the dream, and then it kind of kept going, but only certain party members kept going with it.
Got it. And I that was one of the sessions where, because that was the session I think where I was out west, so I was not there. Siddle was there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So Siddle is still semi-confused, but Siddle coming from an arcane knowledge, do you think he could or should have some sort of grasp on what's going on?
Um, I think potentially, but I don't know that. Would that fall under arcane, Eric?
You know what? I don't know if it's arcane or if they're actually considered a fey creature.
I
Uh,
I think they might be.
All right, while he's looking that up, I'll pose another question. So I was thinking about this, and I don't think it would have been possible, but I know lay on hands can cure diseases. Could lay of hands actually cured one of you?
in this case, no.
No.
I think
Okay.
you pretty much has to be greater
Oh,
restoration to take care of this one.
so this is interesting. So some of these creatures are fey, but the one in question is actually a fiend.
Oh, okay, okay. So Evan, if you go back and watch this, don't you have like detect good and evil or something? Would we have been able to see the creature in that case?
I I'm curious on when we actually had interaction with this creature. That's interesting. That's when I'm really interested in what Garrett how Garrett plays that into it.
Right, for sure. That's true, because I mean, it could have been like a slow building thing, that
Yeah,
we were just being followed, and then
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
So they're tricky ones and can jump
yeah,
from plane of existence to plane of existence pretty much at will.
yeah.
We killed one in my other campaign, which the DM did not expect, and it was pure luck. But
Wasn't
uh,
it wasn't Baba Yaga, was it?
no, no.
No.
so you're saying there's a chance?
I mean,
Oh yeah,
we've
there's a
been
chance.
before, but
Yeah.
I mean, could I'll use the same term, come back to haunt us in the fact that others end up losing hit points? Like, I mean, there's just a lot of questions, I guess.
I game wise, I don't think so. Not. I think we would need to be reafflict, reafflicted with said magic. So
yeah, I mean, Garrett could always homebrew it a different way, but
yeah, yeah,
sort of in a
exactly.
conventional sense, no.
Right, right. All right, well, we'll put that one aside. Don't want to do too much metagaming. We'll get to the more important question about good berries, of course. So it came up during the session that, Amrook was looking through your pack, and it was kind of like, would he find good berries? Potentially, you could have good berries in there, but in my mind, they would not have magic anymore because the magic
They
lasts
would
for 24 hours. You know what I mean?
right. So I looked into that. I had the thought, and maybe in older sessions they do, but I don't remember. But I had thought in my brain that after the 24-hour period they just disappear, but they
That's what I
don't. What's that?
that's what I thought too. I didn't realize they actually stuck around. They just didn't have.
They just all it says is they lose their potency.
Yeah.
So I think they're still there. They're just they don't provide the magical benefit. They're just there for flavor,
Which
literally
interesting point. Like Amrook's not addicted to the
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 magic.
the magic's. It's the flavor. It's just it's there. Can't help it. It's like
So
crack.
that's something that keep in mind for future reference, I guess.
For sure. I hadn't thought about it up until that point, and then I was like, technically, you know what I mean? push my glasses up. Technically, guys, the good berries would still be there, but they would not have any magic left.
Exactly. So you might have found a couple of good berries. Maybe a little stale. Maybe let's start to get a little mold on them, but you might have found some.
And be honest, Amric would still eat that.
Yeah, probably.
So
You like the fucking guy walking around the streets picking up cigarette butts to smoke, huh?
pieces of candy off the ground, whatever, doesn't matter. A little gum stuck under the table. We were in the Lion Shield Coaster, and I was looking under the counter for pieces of gum that people had put there.
Yeah.
uh, all right. Well, I'm glad we resolved that. I can't wait to bring that in because Emerald's definitely getting some good berries. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So then, kind of an odd question, going a different direction here, but I wanted to throw this out there. It kind of struck me, not last session, but the previous session. Um, we had talked about that the heroes in the campaign are that they're like the heroes, the superheroes, what have you.
Mhm.
And so I'll pose this question to you guys, and I was hoping we'd have a couple more, but maybe we'll ask it again whenever we get a new person each time. What comic hero would your character relate to? Rusty, you're up first.
Oh shit! I was hoping you wouldn't call on me first.
Wow, that's a tough one.
That is a really tough one.
You know what? I have one for I could probably come up with one for all the other characters except for mine. I
All
gotta think
right.
about that.
All right, that's a separate question in itself. So if you want to go that route, let's think about that. Who do you think Griswold would relate to? Let's take this.
Oh,
What comic book hero? Because I automatically my thought was the Hulk. Done.
that's yeah,
My
that's
thought is, like Hulk pre, like in there's so many different versions, I guess, but the Hulk before he like Hulk and Bruce Banner are coexisting peacefully.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with. I mean, you could say the same thing about Amrook at times because something does take over. I get that, but what do you think
I,
about Reed? Who would Reed relate to?
uh, Loki.
Loki. Oh, that's a good one. I was.
I think in
I mean,
from the X-Men too.
Who's
Just
that,
for
Rusty?
ball pairings. Gambit.
Oh, okay, okay.
yes. You
Little
know what?
Remy LeBeau. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? I like that one a little bit better. I like that one a little bit better. That's a good call.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Siddle loves that spider staff. He would probably relate to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I was thinking Doctor Strange, but yeah.
I was kind of Doctor Strange was one that popped into my head too.
All right, all right, all right. What
Mhm.
about let's go to the next character. What do you think Althea? We haven't discovered Althea. Like I don't think she's opened up enough yet, but we'll get there at this time. Maybe so. I'd like to see a representation. So like I'd like to ask this again in a year and see if it has changed. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna I'm thinking Black Widow
Okay, I could see
or
that. I could see that.
I'm I mean I guess it depends on her weapon of choice. Either Black Widow or oh my god, the Archer.
Okay.
Uh, fuck. Yeah, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah,
All right, all right, all right. So that's
but I
what you're
think
going with too there, Rastolium? You thinking
Yep.
Hawkeye? Yeah. All
Yep.
right, all right.
but she's more stealth, so that's why I'm thinking more Black Widow
Black Widow.
because yeah, more in the shadows, kind of sneak up behind you, slit your throat, and get away before you even know it, sort of thing.
Yeah, she's definitely not like a Wonder Woman or something like that.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
no.
No,
Yeah,
Showy,
exactly.
but sort of more of the the assassin type.
yeah.
All right, how about Warwick?
Ooh,
I mean, you got to find somebody who talks a lot, right?
I mean, he's a bullshitter, so maybe Iron Man.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. A little
Um,
bit of a smooth talker, and we don't have to go strictly Marvel here. We can go
yeah, no,
DC as well.
I'm trying to think of DC.
Okay, while you're thinking, Eric, I might have to redact mine for Griswold.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
I might swap from the Hulk to the Thing.
you know what? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Thing. I was thinking about either Thing or Bizarro, or not Bizarro. I was born on a Tuesday, or born on a Tuesday. What the
Grundy.
hell's his name?
Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, Solomon Grundy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I,
No, I know who Warwick is. He is the smart ass Green Lantern.
Hal or
No, redhead.
Kyle? Kyle Rayner.
Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner. Yeah.
Uh, I consider him more of a Green Arrow, actually. He's that
Mm,
playboy in front,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he'll stab you.
You know what? I like that one. That's a good
Yep.
one. Yeah. Yeah, he's an Oliver Queen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's an Oliver Queen. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting to it. O'Doone.
Odin's tough. I don't know. I guess maybe because we don't know much about him yet.
I'm gonna throw this out there for Siddle Constantine.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ooh.
A little mysterious because Siddle's got some
Mm,
mystery behind him. We don't know. He doesn't know, but we
yeah.
don't know about him. So that gives me that Constantine vibe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
O'Doone
That's a
is
good one.
O'Doone reminds me of, I don't know if you remember from the X-Men, uh, the Angel. I forget his name.
Oh
Oh.
fuck.
Uh, I was gonna say Gabriel.
Okay,
I know who
I'm
you're talking about.
because
I know who
oh,
you're talking
Warren Worthington, right?
That wasn't who I was thinking.
No.
about.
And you know who I was thinking for Althea? More of a Nightcrawler.
I was thinking Nightcrawler too. That one came into mind too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I had my one friend kind of switched up his character a little bit, and he was basing his character off of Nightcrawler. Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
I
it's
see
actually fun.
I see Adrian kind of like Aquaman. I'm gonna be honest. He's just like
Yeah,
one with the
that's a good one.
nature, and yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
that's a
like
good.
he's an
That's
Aquaman
I was
for sure.
trying to think of a good one. I couldn't think of one for Akron. That's probably the best one.
Hmm.
Or yeah, that's the only one I got.
That's. I mean, there are a couple other ones that you use nature, but that one just kind of strikes me as the best because he's not. It's not that he's more. I don't want to say more magical in the back line, but he's not. He's not in the back line just throwing magic and throwing
Yeah,
grasping vines and stuff like that. He's up front just like
yeah.
Aquaman and can talk to the animals, and so it just makes sense for me. All right, what do you think, Rusty? Who are you going with? Siddle, who are you going with?
I I don't hate uh either Constantine or Doctor Strange. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Constantine bit.
All right, all
Just
right.
when I think of Doctor Strange, I think a little bit more of plane
Uh,
shifting and shit like
time.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
time. Yeah. Uh, timeline interactions and things like that. Yeah,
More of a Dunamancy wizard.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, What is Siddle? Is he a fire wizard? Is he some sort of hybrid? Like
He's
we
a,
haven't
he's a
figured it out fully, have we?
he's an evocationist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking offensive, primary offensive is fire, but
It can be anything.
on the defensive side of things, whatever, try to be a little bit more rounded, I guess.
Mm.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Uh, I'm gonna throw this out there for Amrook. You guys can tell me I'm wrong. It was between the Hulk and Wolverine.
Oh,
Wolverine is
Wolverine. Oh
always
yeah,
cranky, always cranky.
yeah, that's
Over,
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was thinking Thor because of
The
your
Mjolnir.
yeah,
I mean,
but
he
but
wishes to be
Wolverine's good.
Thor, but he's more of a Wolverine. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. You know what? Warwick,
Uh-oh.
Deadpool.
Oh, that is a good call.
mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that. Keegan would love that. In fact, if he was watching right now, I'm sure he would jump in just to agree with that.
I feel like the title of Hulk would have to be reserved for a barbarian.
I could see that.
Yeah, yeah,
Thinking with Rage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
could see
like the
that.
I like the thing idea for Griswold. I think it because he's a little bit more reserved.
He has been. That brings me to my next question. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. The past like 3 or 4 sessions, Griswold has taken a back seat and just letting Warwick do the talking and kind of sat back and, is that, because of the Fishers and because of the beatdowns and what's going on? What do you guys think's going on with Grizz right now?
He's definitely doing some self-reflecting after Gabriel called him a little bitch.
For sure, for sure. But even before that, like
Yeah,
he was kind of stepping like with Pimnam, he didn't even go in at first.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's just finding his place. I think Griswold is just finding his where he's good at and where he's not so good at, and I think yeah, I think he's just kind of fallen into line. He's there for moral support. He's there for you know battle support. So I think he's under.
Ethan too. I think.
What's
Yeah,
that? What's that, Rusty?
I said I think he's the only one of us that's not a heathen. He's almost the de facto cleric.
yeah,
That's kind of true. I'll give you that. And so when you worship a deity that then refuses you, even if it's false, you question things. So I'll give you
oh
that.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
do feel like Adrin would be second to that. That Adrin is uh, it's a divine, not
yeah,
necessarily, a worship, but a divine connection.
yeah. Adrin's a little bit different than your typical cleric. You know, um, it's just a little bit different. He does pray to the deities, and it's almost a multiple of deities, really.
I was gonna say
Um,
it feels more Eastern to me, where like you're sort of praying to the ancestors more so than a single, you know, sort of.
kind of.
But
It's a circle. I mean, actually, not gonna lie, I was kind of reading up on it, this past week, thinking, I really should know exactly how the druids actually kind of work. So they kind of have like one deity that they kind of um, follow, I guess, or I don't want to say put above the others, but it's kind of like it's kind of like I like this team better than this one, but it's kind of like being a multi-sport fan. It's kind of like I like the Penguins, I like the Steelers, and I like the Pirates, but I like the Penguins a little bit more than I do the Steelers, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a good analogy. I like that.
So there's different gods in the nature world. Um, there's Maliki, and she's kind of like the goddess of like I want to say like beasts and kind of like the creatures and things like that. And Sylvanus is kind of like the nature god. He's kind of like the not the overseer, but he's kind of like he's the one that's kind of like more neutral. Where each of the other gods kind of have like their little pulls in this way and that way. And it's some of them are good, some are quote unquote good, and some are quote unquote evil. But a druid kind of looks at them as kind of a you got to have one to have the other sort of thing.
For sure.
So it's kind of
So
like one of those. It's kind of like one of those. You got to have destruction. You have to have the forest fires to uh, promote growth to new forests, sort of thing. That's they're kind of looking on it.
that was a little extreme. I was gonna go with night and day or rain and shine, but
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
go with it.
yeah.
So that does bring up the next topic. So at the end of the session, we decided to venture off with this guy that we just met into this haunted forest. None of us questioning why he was so eager to be like, "I'll lead you guys. Don't worry." Like,
You know, I
I
didn't
get a
think about
real creepy vibe from him.
a monster in the forest.
Yeah, like
Uh,
I think he's like pretending to be a god and just like taking people to like maintain himself or something weird's going on. Like I get a creepy vibe. Carl gets a creepy vibe. Emmerich was letting it slide.
um, Adrian's kind of pretty cool with it. Because he's knows of this god being he's actually not part of the same circle, but it's kind of like a distant relative sort of thing.
Second
So he
cousin
knows,
twice removed.
yeah, and a roommate sort of thing. Um, so he knows of the name and he's heard of the story. He's heard of stories, um, but he's not too familiar with it. So he's just kind of like, "Ah, this sounds kind of cool. Okay, let's do this. This
All right.
this might be neat."
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely cool with the adventure. I just think this guy was way too eager to be like, yeah, I'll lead you guys through there. Um, and he's the only one that survived.
Mm,
There's some questions. That's all I'm saying.
mm,
Rusty,
yeah.
what does Siddle think of the new um I don't want to call him a leader, but he is our guide.
So I think that Siddle is kind of, you know, both from having a very academic background and having, you know, no memories really prior to, what a couple of months ago, essentially. Um, I think that he's very skeptical, but the curiosity maybe gets the better
Yeah.
of him. Hey, wonder what happens here.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go in here and see a deity, or is there going to be, the fucking Wizard of Oz behind the curtain casting thaumaturgy and showing off some false god to people?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think that happens a lot with high intelligence characters. You know what I mean? They can't help their curiosity. I gotta look what's in the book, like type deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I enjoy that you play to that curiosity. All right, so let's jump over to our new segment. I'm excited. Our new segment is Magic Item of the Week. You guys
Magic
aren't
item of
watching
the
the stream yet.
week. Magic item of the week. No, I have to get there.
Oh, son of a gun.
Oh my god, it's like the perfect
Yeah.
1982 game
I was gonna
show.
say, is it the Wayne's World thing?
Yeah, it's
I
yeah,
mean,
game show Wayne's World
play.
like
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Gotta add some music there or something, but I like it. So,
Yeah.
magic item of the week is a new segment in which we're going to talk about a magic item, and we're going to start with the party, the items in which the party has. And I figured since this was our first session, maybe we'll talk about two or three. And depending on time, we'll see how it goes. So we can start with, I thought, we'll start with the magic item that we sold to pay for the diamond, to pay for the loot at the shop there, and to have a little bit of extra spending cash. So that was the breastplate, Dragon Guard breastplate. +1 breastplate gives the advantage on saves for Gold Dragon's breath weapon. So
Yeah, if we're going up against the gold dragon, we did something wrong somewhere along the way, probably. So, um,
that's what I
uh,
was feeling whenever I sold it. I was like, we've hit the red, we've hit the black, we've hit the green. I don't think we're gonna need gold. If we
yeah.
do, we're gonna have the cash at that point to come back and buy this.
Well,
So
and I can't see us having to go up against. First off, gold dragons, uh, the metallic dragons in themselves are so much more rare than the chromatic, and they're usually mostly good aligned. So I don't see us battling a gold dragon anytime ever, unless, like I said, unless it's corrupted somehow or we went astray somehow. So yeah,
The
it's a good
metallic
point. Good point.
yeah.
benevolent, aren't they?
What's that?
But the metallic dragons are usually they feel like they're more mature and a little bit maybe less materialistic than the chromatics.
They, they're still materialistic, but they're not cruel in their ways, and
Yeah.
they're actually I want to say brass, copper, and silver are actually they like to be around humans.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, because some probably can. I don't know if all of them can, but I know some of them actually polymorph on a regular basis to human.
Yeah,
Huh.
I have heard that. I mean, we
Yeah,
haven't experienced it, but
yeah,
I have heard of them polymorphing into a human and then a party not knowing it, that it was
yeah,
even a dragon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gold dragons. So I'm just looking at Forgotten Realms wiki. So this may or may not whatever, but lawful good foes of evil and injustice. So if we
Yeah,
piss off gold dragon, we really fucked up.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Warwick.
I mean, really. I mean, honestly, that's or you know what could be Reed,
It could be Reed.
but it's probably gonna be.
It might be Reed with that deck of cards he has now, which brings our
Oh my
second
god.
item. That's what we're going to talk
Oh
about.
my god.
So we'll break this into two parts. As
Oh,
he pulled out the deck of cards, I don't know about you guys. At first, I was like, deck of many things, burn
I
it
know.
with fire. Like,
I
stop, walk
I
away.
thought. Oh, I thought for the first time, I thought maybe Garrett had a new DM faux pas there when he's like, I'm like, oh my god, he is not going to hand him out a deck of many things. Please, do not hand him a deck of many things because our worlds are just going to get flipped upside down.
Yeah, like he's gonna throw a
Yeah,
Tarask out there or something like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
TPK.
yeah,
Yeah. I was a little concerned, but he brought it back in once he
yeah, yeah,
started describing it, and that's why I asked if do I see if it's shiny? Like, all right, it's not shiny.
yeah.
It's very all right, but it's a deck of illusions, I believe
I
is
think
what he
that's what it
called
is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think. Yeah.
we now have a deck of illusions. It sounded like some cards were missing. I didn't get a chance to read it myself, but it sounds like. Um, Depending on the card you pick out, throw out within 30 feet. And I think you can control the illusion as long as you stay within 30 feet of it. I'm pretty sure.
This almost adds to my Gambit thing, by the way.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it does.
pick cards when I throw Gambit out there.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I know they're not explosive, they're not energy transfer Gambit shit, but you know,
Give him a bow staff. Let's see how he does, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll put a level in monk and we can give him a staff.
there we go.
So, I'm not gonna lie. And bringing this up on Echo Chamber, I'm seriously thinking about taking a level. Actually, I'm thinking about taking either 2 levels or 3 levels in monk.
I think it's
Oh,
awesome. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. A little concerns me a little bit because then you're going to have to be up there punching or using your staff, I guess. But I have faith in you. I like it.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I've been really thinking about it. I originally thought that natural weapons would count as unarmed weapons, but they don't. After extensive reading and 3,000, it seems like 3,000 forums that I've been on the Facebook, or not Facebook, but on the interwebs and everything else. A couple things that Jeremy Crawford has mentioned. It's kind of like, no, natural weapons are natural weapons. Unarmed is unarmed. I'm like, oh, crap. Because, I mean, that would be cool to like shapeshift into a bear. And then instead of like flurry of blows, furry of blows.
oh,
I like it. Turn into a
But
bear and just roar, 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 roar.
yeah, but not doable.
All right. So I thought you were looking up the deck of illusions there.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Sorry, we got sidetracked. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think what.
Uh,
Oh,
30
you said
feet from you. Yeah, Duck Illusions, DC 15. Lasts until the card,
it's
until
an
it
intelligence,
moves.
right? They have to make an
Yeah.
intelligence. Yeah,
Investigation, yeah.
yeah. So theoretically, depending on what you have the illusion do, if you have the dragon breathe fire and it doesn't hurt who it breathes fire
Yeah,
on, they would know, okay, this isn't real.
yeah, yeah. Any physical interaction with the illusionary creature reveals it to be an illusion
Yeah,
because objects pass through it.
right, right, right. I mean, it
Some
still
uses.
could distract for a round or
Oh, yeah.
something. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh,
I could
no.
see that coming in, and I can't wait to see how it's used in a big battle.
Hmm.
Like think about Grudhog with those dumbass giants. Like
Yeah.
we definitely could have caused some chaos there.
Except for I can see uh, Reed has it, right?
Yeah,
I can see him like pulling a card and be like
Cobalt.
a cobalt. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then the giants like, Ugh? So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I think the third item we should talk about, and Rusty, I'm going to let you talk about this one since you actually have it, is the spider staff, something we've already talked about this session.
I I fucking love that thing.
That is a good weapon. That was a
Can you
nice weapon.
tell us a little bit about what the staff is, just for any viewers, and then we could talk about uses and that type of stuff.
Yeah, so it gives me two specific abilities. I honestly know jack shit about the melee capabilities of it because I'm a
Usually.
spellcaster. Um, but Spider Climb has quite literally saved my ass when we went up against that flame skull.
That's true.
And I
Yeah.
thought I was dead until I was like, hey, wait a minute. How high are the ceilings?
Right.
Being out of range of that fireball, because that was a one shot, double my hit points at the time. I would have been gone. And then the other capability is web, which I honestly feel like every time I've used it has maybe hindered more than it's helped. Just because,
I think you used it when we faced King Gruul, and it was
Yeah, that
definitely
helped.
a beneficial. So I mean, it
I
just
think
it was
I
beneficial
think this
there, but I used it in Grudhog, and it just kind of bottlenecked us.
I
And
don't
then
know. I thought it worked. I thought that worked out good because it kept the Giants, only be able to come in like one at a time. So I thought that actually worked out
okay,
decent.
it's tough to be analytical of yourself, and so that's why I find like talking in small groups like this about what happened to
Yeah,
improve is
yeah,
definitely beneficial. I don't know, for me
yeah.
okay.
No,
anyway.
yeah.
But
And
no,
then I'm trying to remember the last time, the first time we saw web, and I don't think it was me that cast it.
no,
I
it
think it,
was Glassstaff himself.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
because I was like, there was a lot going on in that because that was one of the first times we saw. Was that the first time we saw a bugbear? First time we saw an owlbear, or
No, that was Gruul or second time we saw an owlbear, but first time we actually fought it as a
yes,
group. Uh,
yes.
but
Well,
the
the person was a fucking imposter.
you know, I can't help it. I mean, it had you guys fooled. That's all I can say. Amrook
Yeah.
could not help it. He stayed out there to skin the owlbear, which he still has that owlbear like coat.
Oh, does he?
hmm So I'm waiting until
Is it
we
like
end
one of
up.
those? Is it one of those things where like the head kind of like the beak?
No,
And,
I didn't describe it to Garrett like that. But I mean, if you look at the picture of Amrook next time we're playing, like I actually have like a large furry coat on there. So
oh, okay.
so um, yeah, so that's our three magic items. Anything else? I mean, I have a couple other questions, but I feel like we should ask everybody what superhero they would relate to once they come on the show and see how they differ from what we were thinking. That might be interesting to hear their take
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, in that case, I think we'll be
Oh,
back on.
I
Oh,
know. I got it. I got one for Adrian. The Wonder Twin that can turn into animals.
okay. All right. All right. All right. I could
Which
see
one? I
that.
don't remember which one that was.
I could see that for sure.
Well, the one that turns into a bucket of water because that's silly.
Yeah, that might be the next episode's name, Bucket of Water.
Bucket of water.
All right, guys. On that note, we'll go ahead and end the show. I like the new segment, Magic Item of the Week. I'm gonna show it one more time.
Oh
Boom!
yeah, yeah.
Magic Item
Hold
of the
on. Let me get there.
Week. Yeah, we gotta do some sort of recording for that. But Magic Item of the Week. I'd also like to get started with like a creature of the week or monster of the week. Monster of the week. I like the sound of that, in which
Monster.
we highlight a monster that we have or have not seen. Like we just highlight different monsters, talk about it, and then I think another thing, I know we look at stats quite a bit, but I think we should talk about the battle itself at some point. Like
Yeah, I like that
we
idea.
actually talk about what happened, did that help, what could we have done differently? I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea.
Another really quick on the topic of monster of the week. I don't know how this works in 5e land, but would viruses and such be considered monsters? I mean, we could basically what I'm getting at is we can talk about whatever venereal disease Warwick inevitably picks up.
I was thinking about that, but then she is part elf, so I didn't know if that would have an like, because they don't
no,
really,
no, they still could.
do they? Okay,
No, they
okay.
still. Yeah, yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
he could have the herp. If he starts
Yes.
yeah.
scratching himself, we know he's got
And
crabs or something.
how how long before she gets pregnant?
I was hoping. I was hoping we came
I
back to
mean,
town and she was like, "Hey, I got something to tell you."
G Money. If you're watching this, I definitely would say there's a percentile roll that you should be rolling there.
For sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even give a percentile roll. I'd roll a d6. 3 or higher, she's pregnant. All
And
right,
if it's a then Warwick's got to go find some fucking ointment.
would lesser restoration work for that then? All right, so we'll take a second, then we're gonna end it for real. So I talked about lay on hands can cure diseases. So theoretically, lay on hands would cure the herp, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I assume lesser restoration would as well?
Lusker restoration.
Yeah, whatever.
I think so. Hold on. I want to say it's one disease.
For lay on
I want
hands,
to say
it's like the 5 hit points for to cure the disease or something. I don't remember.
I
I'm not a
think so. Yeah.
paladin.
Uh,
Too bad Evan's not here. He could tell us.
uh,
Oh, by the way, Garrett did note. He said noted to the Lesme getting pregnant. I like it. Gee. Good stuff. All right. Uh,
Noted. I like
with
it. I like
that,
the G money.
we will go ahead and end this show, and can't wait for you guys to come next Sunday. I believe we're doing Sunday. We're going back to the battle. I cannot wait to kill something. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Let's just fucking kill or be killed. I'm good with it either way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know if we want to go up against a lesser deity, but yeah, okay.
I still say it's him. But we'll end it there. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you Sunday.